How important is your environment? Day One Journey, episode 1561. So, interesting question. How much my environment is important to me? So, first of all, there's several layers. Yeah, there's the country that I live in. There's the city, the house, the home, the building. Do I live by the sea? Do I really care about these things? Well, first of all, I do care because I moved countries because of that. So, but still, there's several layers, and actually, it's quite interesting for me to break it down, become a bit more aware of it. So, let's dive in. What specific things in my environment are important to me? So my story, well, so I moved here to Thailand, yes, also for the environment, not because there's the islands here and the sea and everything, but this is a place that I can have quiet. I actually distance myself from friends and family, and even though it might sound bad or something, I wanted my quiet to be able to execute. So this is part of sort of changing environment. Wow, this is quite big actually to drill it down. In one sense, in one sentence, I can say that the environment is super important to me. On the other side, I can say, well, it's not really important to me. But let's be specific. Yeah. For example, a short story. I was in Iceland, as you might have seen in episodes 100 and something. As you remember. And then my friend told me, well, he said, you don't really care where you live, right? So come to Iceland. And well, there were a few things that I cared about, which is internet connection, which is me being able to work on my project. So of course, internet and having my laptop and screen, so I can sort of work on my project. So I don't really care where I am, but I really care about my immediate environment. This is my home. This is the environment that I'm in, like, constantly. I wake up in the morning, there's the bed, there's the mattress I'm lying on, there's the working station, there's where I cook, there's where I do the laundry, is it close, is it far away? So I like to, so for me, one thing, I want to make my environment, I want my environment to empower me to do the things that are most important to me. Yeah, so I'm focusing more on execution. Execution is mostly for me is practicing the things that are most important to me and creating the projects, the features, the products that I'm working on. Yeah, so I'm trying to strategize time and energy. Yeah, so for example, and of course I'm thinking about, okay, now I'm cooking food, so where do I buy the food? Do I need to go 1 hour, go and back? Can I do deliveries? Can I do so I'm thinking about all aspects of my life and my immediate environment to make sure I get what I need. What I need for me, it might be different to other people. So for example, I like to live in the city. So for example, I don't really care if I have a view or not, or like living by the sea or not. Like this is not as important to me, but I do prefer to live in the city because of very practical reasons. For example, I can fix my laptop, I can fix my phones, very easily. I have all these services that are here. Bangkok is a huge city, and I have everything sort of close to me. It also makes things cheaper. So the market is very big. The market is also open, like all the hours in the day. So I have a park next to my house. I can go out, ride on my bicycle right now, and do my workout. And this is just around me. Like for me, going to the park or going to the markets or cooking, all these daily activities that are important to me don't take too much time for me, and it's not like a big deal because I thought about my environment. So I'm thinking about my environment based on my priorities and my goals and things that I want to accomplish. So when I moved to Thailand, I want to make sure I have a space in my apartment or close to my building so I can practice my choreographies. This is important to me. I didn't want to have a studio that I need to rent and I need to drive there or get the taxi there, or I want this is something I want to do daily. I want to make sure that I can actually do it. So I create, so first of all, the environment, my immediate environment, which means the environment that I'm within on a daily basis, is extremely important to me because it enables me to do what I want to do, or it doesn't enable me to do what I want to do. This is why it's so important to me. I'm not living in a bubble. I'm not living only in my mind. I'm actually doing things. Yeah. So I'm thinking about the things that are most important to me, and based on them, I create the environment. So when I moved here to Thailand, for me it was very important to have space inside my apartment so I can practice my choreographies, practice. I want to have sort of mirrors as well, but this is solvable. Internet connection is very important to me. This is why I don't see myself maybe living in the islands, because internet connection is very important to me. Exercises is important to me. Going outside in the morning for a walk, for a run, for cycling is important to me. I like to be outside. Something that I actually realized during my stay in Thailand. So I like to move out. It does good to me. I like to be outside when I see the sunrise. So I really enjoy that I'm living next to the park and I can actually go there every single morning. I can do videos there as well. It's quiet. So I'm optimizing my environment. So I try to create the environment based on the things that I want to do. Most importantly, the things that I do every single day. So I don't necessarily care if I have a view or not, because I can still do what I do with or without the view. Now, it does give me some kind of a feeling, So the apartment being on a certain style, or so I do have some kind of preferences. Yeah, so it's like a wooden floor I prefer than a white floor. So there's some preferences. Yeah, they're not as important, so I don't put them that high. The view, living by the sea, or all these. I want my environment to enable me to execute what's important to me. So executing what's important to me is actually internal. The environment obviously is external. But I want my environment, my external, immediate environment, to enable me to do what's most important to me. This is how I create my environment. Yeah. So if I was a swimmer, or I wanted to practice my, surfing skills, I want to live by the sea, because this is where this is where I practice. So it's important to me. I don't want to do it once a week, once a month. I want to do it every single day. So in that case, I would want to live by the sea. Yeah. So I guess this is how I try to create the best environment for me. It enables me. I create the environment. The best environment for me is the environment that enables me to do what's most important to me. And quiet, for example, living on my own is helpful because I have quiet. I wake up in the morning. It gives me freedom. I can put music. Nobody tells me what to do. Right now, I don't even necessarily to be to consider other people's, I don't know, needs and stuff like that. Right now, when I'm working on my career and projects, products, skills. Well, I guess this is it. I think environment is important to a lot of us. Well, it depends if you actually want to do something and accomplish. Well, if you have some goals, if you are excited about something in your life, it probably involves some kind of action. So you need to do something. You need to practice. You need to get better. You need to create things. Yeah. So what is the best environment for you to practice what you want to practice, to learn what you want to learn, to create what you want to create? Of course, if you have a family, what's best also for them and for you as a unit, and create this environment for you. This is how I would start. I would start with what's important to me to do on a daily basis, and based on that, create the environment. Have an amazing day, day one. See you tomorrow.